In Burma, I am called Wet Monkey, and I came with my friends from Burma and Alaska to help in Kurdistan.
Hi, I'm Sahale.
And I'm Allie.
And we're here to shine a light on the current struggle of the Kurdish
And the Yazidi people.
and Iraqi Kurdistan.
Iraqi Kurdistan is an autonomous region located in northern Iraq, bordering Syria, Turkey, and Iran.
The Kurdish and Yazidi people are proud of their rich culture and history, dating as far back as 7000 BC.
We fell in love with the people we met, who are extremely hospitable and welcomed us into their homes.
The people of Kurdistan desire peace for themselves and their children.
However, right now, peace is not an option.
ISIS is a radical Islamic movement originated among Sunni Muslims whose immediate goal is to form a new kingdom that will eventually spread to world domination. They murder everyone who does not uphold their same radical beliefs. Their current leader is a man named al-Baghdadi, who heads groups located all over the world, strongest of which are in Iraq and Syria. We spent time at a Peshmerga frontline position overlooking Mosul, present-day Nineveh, and the town of Bashika, a Christian and Yazidi village that ISIS overran. We heard intermittent gunfire during the days and nights, and slept in a cement bunker surrounded by sandbags.
Okay, so we just got back from a team run out and back, and we started hearing about 10 to 12 mortar rounds from ISIS firing at Bashika. They fired right about here, less than a kilometer away from us.
ISIS makes assaults on this position about once a month.
This is an up-armored ISIS vehicle that ISIS tried to drive into the Kurdish forces, but the Peshmerga stopped them and it is now currently in use for the good guys.
While on the front lines, our team trained soldiers in emergency medical aid, GPS, and videography. The soldiers were also grateful for the dental care our team provided.
We thank the soldiers for not only fighting for their families and their people, but also for the rest of the world. Without them, ISIS would stop at no measure to destroy you and I.
ISIS continued to attack the positions we visited. However, this was not the only place they left a trail of destruction.
On August 3, 2014, ISIS took the Yazidi town of Sinjar and surrounding villages, slaughtering at least 5,000 and capturing an estimated total of 7,000 men, women, and children to use as sex slaves and to train as child soldiers.
During the gruesome genocide, 40,000 people fled to the top of Sinjar Mountain.
We became friends with a cook for the Peshmerga soldiers stationed in Sinjar. He shared with us that his wife and 4 children were at his brother-in-law's house when ISIS attacked. ISIS captured them. The man does not know if his wife and 3 younger children are still alive. However, his 18-year-old daughter is currently being held prisoner in Mosul. The price to purchase her freedom is 18,000 American dollars. I asked the man if he is going to try to pay the money. Despair crossed his face as he responded that he is just a Yazidi who has no money and no hope of ever paying that price.
During the fighting, we were on this hill right here, and we're also right there. So ISIS is shooting at these positions from these buildings here, straight to there, and these buildings here. And in order to move back and forth without getting hit, they dug tunnels all over the city. Here's one right here. It goes down, under the road, and off the other side.
So we're in the town of Sinjar City, and you can see where ISIS destroyed a vehicle. Actually, we just heard gunfire about 5 kilometers away, but ISIS has moved out of the city, and they had apprehended this vehicle. There was parents and a family inside. The mother was pregnant, and ISIS pulled them out and shot and killed them right here. You can still see photographs scattered around on the ground. And here's the dress of someone who was killed, and you can see the bullet holes all up over it. There was obviously young children. Here's a baby's onesie, and you can see a big bullet hole right in the middle.
We found these bones, human bones, backbone, rib cage, pelvis of a small child that ISIS murdered. They're just here on the street, and found the clothes and the bloodstains on the other side.
You can still smell the smell of dead, decaying bodies here under the rubble. And it makes me feel sad, and we should do more to help.
We are here at a mass grave outside of Sinjar City, and you can see the remains of many people who were killed, men, women, and children. Right here, you can see the face of what appears to be a smaller child who was murdered right here by ISIS.
This is wrong. This didn't have to happen. No one had to get killed. ISIS, they're evil. And we as America should do more to help the Yazidi. Makes me feel sad, because this could have been my family, and that could have been me. These people were from a village called Kojo, just a little bit over that way.
You can see the teeth of a child and the teeth of an adult, and they were bashed in, meaning that they were tortured before they were killed, hit with probably the butt of a gun. I just want to say that we learn in school about what happened in World War II. We learn about the Holocaust and concentration camps, and we learn about these things so that history doesn't repeat itself. And what is going on right here isn't just history, but it's the present, and it's happening all over this area. ISIS is evil. They are killing people, and this needs to be known, and this needs to be stopped.
You have to come and to visit what happened. There's suffering and there's people being killed. It's not acceptable what's going on. There's many people being killed.
On the mountain, we met an 18-year-old girl named Khebe. Khebe and her brother were at their uncle's house when ISIS surrounded their village. They tried to escape, but ISIS captured them. Khebe was eventually moved to Mosul, where she was forced to convert to Islam or be beaten to death by sticks. During her captivity, she witnessed many people die, including another captive who slit her wrists and killed herself to avoid being raped by ISIS soldiers. Khebe remained under ISIS captivity for 11 months, where she was repeatedly raped and passed around to multiple ISIS men. We thank God that Khebe was able to escape, but today there are still thousands of Yazidi men, women, and children, including her brother, who remain ISIS captives.
Our first night in Sinjar, we talked to a Yazidi man named Nizar Samuel. He told us that ISIS attacked many villages outside of Sinjar, including Kocho, his home, where it is estimated that over 600 people were massacred and up to 1,000 women and children were abducted during the following days. Nizar was in Baghdad at the time, but his wife, 2-year-old daughter, and 2-month-old daughter were captured by ISIS. He does not know where they are now, but suspects that ISIS may have taken them to Syria. With tears in his eyes, Nizar had one single request. Please, help bring the Yazidi women back home.
Listening to these stories was very disheartening. What words can you give a father who has little hope of ever seeing his family again? Over and over, each person we interviewed seemed to plead only one thing: please help us bring our family and our girls home. We spent time with the children who had moved back into Sinjar City within the last few months. Days later, we were heartbroken to find out that ISIS launched a chemical attack landing 50 meters from them, forcing them to leave their homes once again. Our team responded with emergency medical aid to victims affected by the attack.
It doesn't matter, but just I'll know when I get it. You just keep shooting. Whoa! Oh gosh.
In the midst of all this evil and sadness, the people still show incredible resilience and hope.
We want to show love to these kids and remind them that no matter what, they are not alone in this fight.
We did crafts with the children,
Sang songs about God's love,
taught about basic health care,
and performed a skit that taught about God helping us.
Out of the 1,800 people living in refugee camps on Sinjar Mountain, we met many with minimal food and inadequate clothing for such desperate conditions, and there are still over 100 people who are receiving absolutely no support.
Thanks to generous donations from friends, we were able to hand out supplies to the children we encountered. I'm here with Cece on the top of Sinjar Mountain, and we're distributing some clothes and some powdered milk to the refugees up here who aren't getting much support.
Our team barely scratched the surface by trying to help such a large and dynamic problem, but we believe that God has called us to stand with the oppressed,
Bring help, hope, and love to the children and families,
to let them know that they're not forgotten,
and to remind them that in the midst of their suffering, God has a special plan for their lives. I am Ellie Arnold,
and I am Sahale Eubank.
and we are speaking out on behalf of all the Kurds and the Yazidi people in Iraqi Kurdistan.
داخل بإيماني وآم شغلي خوكن بسر بلندي أم أبد تسليم نابن ببزانن